For over 2 decades, Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos had been the picture-perfect couple on morning television. Their playful banter, infectious smiles, and effortless chemistry had endeared them to millions of viewers. They were the couple who made it all seem easy, their laughter contagious, their connection palpable. But on one particular morning, something was different. As the familiar opening music played, there was an unmistakable shift in the air. The usual energy that filled the studio was absent, replaced by a quiet tension that was almost tangible. Mark, usually calm and collected, sat in his chair with his shoulders tense, hands folded tightly in his lap. Kelly, ever quick with a joke, sat still, her usual smile nowhere in sight. The cameras captured a silence that was louder than any applause, a pause that felt heavier than any scripted moment. It was a moment of raw honesty, a glimpse into their lives that none of their viewers had ever seen before. The silence that spoke volumes. For weeks, whispers had circulated online, headlines filled with cryptic messages, rumors, and speculation about the state of Kelly and Mark's relationship. Fans tried to piece together the puzzle, but neither Kelly nor Mark had addressed the growing rumors. That morning, silence gave way to truth. Mark cleared his throat, his voice catching as he tried to speak. "I thought I could get through this," he said, his voice cracking under the weight of emotion. It took him several tries to find the words, but when he did, the truth came out. The camera zoomed in on Mark, capturing a side of him that millions had never seen. His vulnerability, his raw emotion, and the human side behind the public figure. For the first time in years, the studio, usually alive with energy and cues, was completely still. The power of a touch. Kelly reached out and took his hand, an act so simple yet so powerful. It was a gesture of solidarity, a reminder that they were in this together. Mark's composure broke, and the tears he had been holding back finally fell. "I've spent my whole life believing that strength meant staying quiet," Mark confessed, wiping his eyes. "But sometimes silence hurts more than anything else." For viewers at home, the scene was heartbreaking, watching a man they had admired for years show a vulnerability they had never expected. Social media erupted almost immediately. Messages of concern and support flooded in, as fans who had grown up with the couple felt the intimacy of watching someone they loved go through something so deeply human. It wasn't just a moment on television. It was a glimpse into the reality of their lives. Speaking through pain. When Kelly finally spoke, her voice was steady, but her eyes glistened with emotion. "I stayed quiet because I didn't want to speak from pain," she said, her words filled with weight. "And trust me, there has been pain. But we are not breaking, we are healing." Kelly, known for her humor and openness, had always been candid with her audience, but this was different. This was not entertainment, it was truth. It was honesty stripped of jokes and scripts. The audience, typically trained to clap on cue, sat in rapt silence, moved by the courage it took for Kelly and Mark to share such personal emotions in such a public way. A family united Mark nodded and squeezed Kelly's hand, his voice soft as he added, "I didn't expect to feel this exposed, but I also didn't expect the love from Kelly, from our kids, from all of you." In that moment, the audience wasn't just watching two celebrities, they were witnessing a couple, in real time, choosing each other. It was a rare moment of intimacy that revealed a universal truth, that even public figures face struggles, and that strength is often found in vulnerability. The camera lingered on their intertwined hands, a silent but powerful symbol of unity and love in the face of difficulty, honesty in the spotlight. That morning, Kelly and Mark reminded their audience of an essential truth. Even the most polished lives have cracks. But those cracks don't weaken us, they make us more human. Their willingness to share these cracks with their audience didn't diminish them. It made them more relatable, more real. In a world obsessed with perfection, Kelly and Mark's authenticity stood out as a lesson in humanity. They showed that vulnerability is not a weakness, but a source of strength. By letting their audience in, they demonstrated the power of showing up for each other, even when life isn't perfect. Healing together. Kelly's next words crystallize the heart of their message. To everyone who has worried, speculated, or sent kindness our way, thank you. We feel it, and we needed it more than you know. With these words, Kelly not only acknowledged their pain, but also expressed profound gratitude for the love and support they had received. This moment wasn't about garnering sympathy, it was about connecting with their audience, acknowledging that love and healing are collective efforts. It was a moment of profound vulnerability, but also of profound connection. The emotional weight of parenthood. Part of the emotional depth of their conversation stemmed from the context of their family life. Kelly and Mark have raised 3 children in the public eye, managing careers while navigating the challenges of parenthood. Through their honesty, they showed their fans that even the strongest couples have moments of doubt, fatigue, and emotional strain. But it's not the struggles that define a relationship, it's the communication, the empathy, and the willingness to support each other through the difficult moments. By sharing their journey, they provided a model of strength that is grounded in love and understanding, love beyond perfection. That morning, Kelly and Mark demonstrated that love is not about flawless performances or perfect appearances. Love is messy, complicated, and deeply human. It requires patience, empathy, and the willingness to choose each other even when life is hard. As they spoke to millions of viewers, they were practicing exactly that, choosing each other in real time on live television without the safety net of scripts or rehearsals. Their message was clear. Love is not about perfection, it's about presence, patience, and commitment. The power of connection. The response to Kelly and Mark's honesty was overwhelming. Social media exploded with support, and viewers shared their own stories of resilience, love, and vulnerability. It became clear that their moment had transcended celebrity gossip. It was a reminder of the importance of connection and empathy in our own lives. Their courage to be real opened a space for others to reflect on their own relationships and how we all navigate life's challenges with the ones we love. Everyday courage. Behind the tears, behind the confessions, there was a simple truth. Courage often looks like showing up. It's not always grand or dramatic. It's in the quiet moments of connection, in the shared gestures of support, and in the willingness to be vulnerable. For viewers, Kelly and Mark's honesty served as a reminder that bravery is not always about doing something extraordinary. It's about being present, being real, and being there for each other no matter what. A model of healing. Through their vulnerability, Kelly and Mark showed a model of healing that is both emotional and practical. They acknowledge their pain without letting it define them, and they reach for each other with love as their guiding force. Their story demonstrates that healing in relationships is not linear. It requires time, patience, and the willingness to care for each other through the tough moments. They didn't shy away from their struggles. They faced them together with love and commitment as the foundation.